Why are we called Negroes? Why are we deaf, dumb, and blind? Why is everybody making progress, yet we seem to be lagging so far behind? Why are we mistreated? Why are we in this condition? Stripped of our name, our language, our culture, our God, and our religion. Here in America, all of our religious training has been gotten by the preacher. He has told us of a heaven way up in the sky that we can't enjoy now, but rather after we die.
And we're back.
And we're here. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, we are here with the 7th Region Coalition Thursday night talks. We're here to save what?
Lives. That's right.
What? So, hey, everybody out there, get your people. Go get your people. Like right now, go get your people. Everybody on Facebook, share, send it out, subscribe,
like,
YouTube.
Don't be stingy and share.
Send it out.
Don't keep it all to yourself.
Share. You'd want to be a part of this conversation tonight. And Ramadan Mubarak.
Ramadan Kareem.
Yes. So we have an awesome opportunity for us to expand in our consciousness tonight.
Come on.
All right. So let me introduce our peeps. Let's introduce our auspicious coalition. We have the illustrious Sister Khalila Muhammad.
The illustrious. I'll accept. Present. Present.
We have the phenomenal Brother Philip Faisal Muhammad. Seventh regional representative of the Nation of Islam under the leadership of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister.
Protocol. Let's be clear on what it is.
Thank you. Protocol.
Right.
Next, we have our magnetic student minister, Brother Tony Muhammad.
Yeah.
In the house.
I'm magnetic.
Yeah, I like that for you, Brother Tony. Yeah, magnetic.
That's
and
magnetic.
Of course, last and not least, we have our magnificent Brother Mark.
Magnificent Brother Mark.
He's magnificent, Brother Mark. Another minister. Another powerhouse minister here in the Nation of
Felicia,
Islam.
I could be magnetic as long as I'm not Yakub playing with magnets or anything like that.
Pause. We got to pause there. We can talk about that another time. There's some insightful information in there as well.
There is a value to magnets. We can have a whole program on that.
Yes, exactly. So we like to welcome, and who am I?
Yeah.
I'm the host, Sister Felicia Muhammad.
Yes.
And so grateful to be here. And I bring I have the healing energy to support us expand.
I feel better already.
Yeah. You know, that whole, that oneness, that power of oneness. All right. So yes, we're excited. We're always elated to be here. And we have, like I said, a powerful show tonight. So without further ado, let's begin. All right, let's begin. So, Brother Tony.
Yes, ma'am. In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful, the one God to whom holy praises are forever due, the Lord of the world who came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, the supreme being to whom holy praises are forever due. I am forever thankful to Almighty God Allah for showing his divine favor among us. I'm talking about black people here in America.
Talk that talk.
The Aboriginal peoples of the earth, and raising one from among us, showing his divine favor.
That's right.
In the person of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, the exalted Christ, and now Mahdi, the eternal leader of the nation of Islam. And I thank them both for preparing one that would continue to teach to the multitudes of our people and guiding our people to what is best for them in this hour.
That's right.
I thank Allah for the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. In their divine names, I greet you in peace. Assalamu alaikum. Greetings. Abaragani, buenos dias, buenas noches, and every greeting imaginable. Welcome to Thursday Night Talks, which is headed by the 7th Region Coalition to Help Save Lives here in sunny Florida, but we're now experiencing some strange weather, so it's not so sunny. But we have the joy and pleasure of coming before you here this evening.
That's right.
Assembled us with our student regional minister, Student Minister Patrick Muhammad.
That's
and
right.
In the midst of the criterion message of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan soon after July 4th, 2020. And that message we were assembled for was to warn our people about a dangerous and experimental inoculation that was put together supposedly against a virus that was out, COVID-19. But now they're using that experimental inoculation on, other viruses around. We knew that was going to happen. But we are also assembled to save lives on multiple levels. And that's why now we are broadcasting through 9 ministries given to us by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in the midst of the Millions More movement, which occurred in 2005. And these 9 ministries, we are organizing these broadcasts in relation to. Tonight, we are going to be focusing on the Ministry of Science and Technology, which is the continuous development of technological resources. For example, the application of scientific knowledge in the solution of human problems. This ministry embraces the broad discipline of engineering and its sub-disciplines, including civil engineering, the design and construction of public and private works such as airports, roads, railways, water supply treatments, bridges, dams, and buildings. Also chemical, electrical, aeronautical, and mechanical engineering. This ministry will also utilize information technologies to improve overall efficiency of all ministries, including the use of websites and webcasts. The division will work closely with the Ministry of Information to develop standard IT protocols and operating procedures and encourage technological education and training. So this is absolutely related to our focus here tonight because our topic is the coming of God, UFOs, and the New World Order. Is there a connection? Is there a connection between what is taking place up there in the sky? I'm not talking just simply about clouds. We're going to get into that discussion some more, inshallah, God willing, in just a little while. But what is the connection between what's taking place up there and what's taking place right down here? I turn it back to all of you.
Praise be to Allah.
All right.
Philip, I
is
think
that
you
my
have
cue, Sister Felicia?
So, yeah, it's your cue, Brother Philip.
Did you get? What's that? The quiet storm voice?
Right. What's
Quiet.
Like, what's happening over
keep
there?
sweating. You keep sweating it over there, Sister Felicia.
Well, you know, we did.
So
We did have a nice jam session before, you know.
Thank you so much for turnover. And as Brother Tony alluded to, tonight it's on science and technology. And we have an extraordinary and magnificent guest. No, not an extraordinary guest. We'll say an extraordinary guest.
He is.
All right. We want to put an emphasis on that. Because this evening we have our dear brother Ilia Rashad Muhammad, who is going to be with us this evening. Brother Ilia Rashad Muhammad is a public educator, author, and student minister in the Nation of Islam, where he serves on the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan's research team. Now, if you know anything about the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, you talk to him, people always say, the minister be dropping knowledge. Well, he's got a team of researchers that help him to pull these things together. And
That's
Brother
right.
Ilia Rashad is on that research team. He was born and raised in Memphis, Tennessee, where his mother, Mary Cross, that's her stage name now. Pardon me, Mary Cross, but her stage name was Wendy Renee, was a songwriter and artist with Stax Records, who married Stax sound engineer James E. Cross Jr. Together, they had 5 sons and 1 daughter. And Brother Ilia Rashad being the 4th born son. Now, we can get into a whole story about Stax Records. We won't do that now. But let's just say by divine providence, by God's grace and mercy, right? That's a given, but something real special about Brother Ilia Rashad. Remind me, y'all, later on, I'm going to tell you why. And the connection between Wendy Renee, his mother, Stax Records, and the Barkays. Okay.
Let's talk about it later.
Right? So now, known as an educational revolutionary, Brother Ilia Rashad graduated from the University of Memphis, where he majored in English, and he later completed his master's degree in education at Union University in Jackson, Tennessee, where his capstone project unveiled racism in education. In theological and academic arenas, he is both lauded and featured for elucidating heavily misunderstood subject matters to the forefront of public discourse. Shall I repeat that again?
Yes, please, for the people in the back.
Like how we doing poetry sessions.
In theological and academic arenas, he is both lauded and feared for elucidating heavily misunderstood subject matters to the forefront of public discourse. He has also authored several highly acclaimed books, including UFOs and the Nation of Islam, The Source, Proof, and Reality of the Wheels. That was in 2013. And Exposing the War Against Islam in 2017. His publications and presentations continue to challenge and confound world scholars regarding these global issues. More recently, Brother Ilia Rashad has produced a film documentary series titled Answered, which further answers what other researchers and historians avoid regarding the global phenomena of unidentified flying objects, UFOs, now being referred to as unidentified anomalous phenomenon, UAPs. Aside from his professional accomplishment, Ilia Rashad Muhammad is a loving husband to his wife and a caring father to their children. As a family, they are actively involved in urban agriculture, developing over 2 combined acres of urban gardens, orchards, and vineyards throughout the Memphis area. As a companion to these endeavors, he is an avid beekeeper who instructs online courses on beekeeping and sustainable living. So we're going to talk about the baby planes and the baby bees tonight. Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, friends, enemies, wherever you are, let's bring on our brother Ilia Rashad with a warm round of applause.
What an introduction, right?
All praises are due to Allah.
Yes.
Brother Ilia, what an honor and a pleasure to have you here. We could just jump right into it, especially in light of your recent lectures, The Great Battle in the Sky, and that profound bio that we just read. Why don't you set the tone for this conversation, Brother Ilia, and tell us what the Great Battle in the Sky is, literally and parabolically, if that's a word, metaphorically, what that can refer to.
Parabolic. Okay.
Yeah, Seventh Region Coalition. Yes, yeah.
Well, the battle in the sky is terminology used by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Farrakhan to warn us about the inevitable clash of good and evil, the clash between God and Satan, who is described as the God of this world. This is a clash that is to take place in the sky. And it is a military clash, a military war that takes place literally by aerial assault. We know that America and the Western world prides itself on its nuclear armament, on its ability to make war from space, even. So, foreseeing all of this, Almighty God Allah, in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, is now fulfilling what all those prophecies had already said of him, that God would intervene in the affairs of humanity and he would provide his own weaponry, his own aerial assault that is far superior than anything that the Western world and militaries have to offer or that they could even fathom. And so it is this God who is on scene today with the presence of these circular disc-shaped crafts that have been seen all over the world by hundreds of millions of people since at least the early 1940s. It is these crafts that was introduced by the Nation of Islam. And so this battle in the sky, and y'all know I'm a preacher, so I'm going to take the long route. When I could have answered it in 30 seconds, I'm going to take at least 2.5 to 5 minutes. So needless to say, this battle in the sky is the inevitable clash between God and Satan, foretold in the scriptures under terms like the War of Armageddon, under terminology like the end of the world. So this is what we are witnessing now, and it's only going to escalate.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you so much for that response.
And notice, Brother Philip, I didn't even deal with the parabolic or the metaphorical aspect of it. That was just
that's just the literal, straight up what it is.
Yeah,
hopefully we'll get into some of the parabolisms in a little bit. Brother Tony had a question.
I do have a question, and this is related to a lot of news recently, the past couple of years. There's been a lot more exposed. And of course, we've broadcasted in the Final Call newspaper, but this is coming in the form of the mainstream press. So the Associated Press reported in July 2023 that retired Major David Grush testified to Congress that the U.S. is concealing a longstanding program that retrieves and reverse engineers UFOs. Yet the Pentagon has denied his claims. From your research, beloved student minister Ilia Rashad Muhammad, from your research, how plausible is Grush's claim, and why do entities in the U.S. government continue to deny the existence of UFOs, or what they call now UAPs, despite overwhelming evidence to show that they do exist?
anything that bears witness to what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Farrakhan have already proven has some plausibility to it. And what you see in articles like these and in news coverages are always, these are Johnny come lately people under the guise of being whistleblowers to state the obvious of what's already been known anyway. You don't have to be a genius or a whistleblower to know that the US government has known about these crafts and have been studying and monitoring these crafts. I mean, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad mentions this decades upon decades and decades ago. So we don't need so-called whistleblowers to come and verify anything. No, they need to, if they are really whistleblowers, if they are really about that truth, then they would just come straight forward and say Elijah Muhammad and Farrakhan been right the whole time.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
So the plausibility therein is the fact that there is some truth that the US government has known, and they have had programs and they continue to have programs, albeit secretive, albeit guised under the cover of military budgets and defense spending. But they've always known, since the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Nation of Islam introduced this reality, shortly thereafter, they've known something about this reality and have been studying it for years. And part of the government and military's decades-long misinformation campaign is to hide from the public the source of this phenomena, which is where we come in at.
Come on. Praises be to Allah.
Yeah, there ain't no limited hangout over here, Brother Ilia Rashad.
Come on.
Right. You know, Brother Ilia Rashad, you know, the going back. Oh, I'm sorry. Brother, I'm sorry, Brother Mark. Please, you were about to say something. Please forgive me. I'm just so excited to see my brother. Assalamu alaikum, brother, again. Okay, go ahead, brother.
Brother Ilia Rashad, again, an honor to have you.
Mark.
We want to go a little deeper because we want to deal with how this UFO phenomenon has been handled by other countries versus America. So this question is regarding this. In September 2023, the Washington Post reports that in South America, at least 4 countries, Uruguay, Argentina, Chile, and Peru, have public government programs that study and investigate UFO activity. And virtually all Latin American countries have declassified documentation about UFOs. Now, this is a sharp difference to the way the United States have handled sightings and interactions with UFOs. What is the reason for this sharp difference?
Well, that's pretty clear because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad let it be known that the ultimate aim of this world, this satanic world, is to destroy the preacher of truth, the messenger of God, and those who follow him. Yes, because if the enemy can destroy the preacher of truth, and that would be a way of attempting to hide the truth that will ultimately upset Satan's world. So you notice that the US government, although it is the world's superpower, has been the very last of the civilized nations who've opened up some of their files as it relates to the UFO phenomena. These other countries, some of whom are far less advanced than America, yet they've had the audacity and wherewithal to at least acknowledge several years ago, this was over 10 years ago when most of these countries released their declassified files, they at least had some level of transparency in letting their constituents know that they've been studying and that they are concerned about this phenomena. Whereas America has been the very last And it is because they are lying and covering up the truth that the Nation of Islam has been trying to make known. And that truth is the fact that God has indeed come. And whether you believe in religion or not, whether you believe in the scriptural prophecies or not, it has become evident that the supreme being, the most supreme and wisest person that we know of, has intervened in the affairs of Black folks. And he showed that power, that technology to Elijah Muhammad. And that is what has started the worldwide UFO phenomena. That's the secret that America is hell-bent on keeping. And that's the secret that if the truth became known about it, oh, that would really upset her world.
Absolutely.
Thank you, sir.
So we want to go back into the profound, unwavering series in the time and what must be done lecture series by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. He refers to the mother will as God's calling card. Can you expound on the meaning of what that means?
The Honorable Minister Farrakhan, who is obviously such a divinely guided man, utilized that terminology in reference to the mother wheel, this mother plane, the UFO phenomena. He referred to it as Allah's calling card. A calling card is a thing that introduces someone to a person. It is like a signature. It is like the great sign to let you know my presence and to let you know something about me. That's kind of the purpose of what's considered a calling card. It is a notification, if you will, to put on notice the presence of this person. So this wheel and the 1,500 smaller planes that are called UFOs that are accompanying this wheel.
Yes, sir.
These are evidences of God's sign. These are indicators, especially to world powers, America and Western world powers especially. These are evidences and signs that God uses to show you his superiority. That's why these wheels have been not only sighted over what are supposed to be secret nuclear and military weapon sites, but these wheels have a long history of shutting down and destabilizing this world's most advanced military and nuclear weaponry sites. So these wheels are just that. They are God's calling card, letting this world and its leaders know that there's a new power on scene today. And that power is clearly and obviously superior than all the military might that this world has to offer. But the purpose of this calling card and God showing his power to the enemy partly involves his mercy and willingness to even give the enemy a chance to submit, giving the enemy the opportunity to buy some time before they are destroyed, as all the prophecies have predicted. So the mindset of this devil is such that even though they know this God and his technology is way superior than anything they have, the mind of Satan is such that they still want to go to battle anyway.
Right.
Because they are so used to being the God of this world that they don't think anything can stop them, even though all the evidence proves it. That's just the way Satan is. And that's why all throughout your scriptures, you see where God has shown his superior signs to those oppressors, to those pharaohs, those kings, those tyrants and oppressors. But
That's
even
right.
though they have witnessed the superior power of God, it didn't stop them from continuing their wickedness and continuing to even try to fight God. And this is why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that if the devil tries to attack this wheel, he said that would be just suicide
That's,
for the devil.
that's right.
My God.
Wow, wow, wow. Okay. So relative to all the research you
I'm sorry.
I think
looks like
okay, here we go. Here we go. Am I back? Am I back?
this is
Am I
Felicia's
back?
back.
Okay. All
like,
right.
like you took a nap and can't and got back up.
Okay. So relative to all the research you've done in your
You scared us
perspective.
for a minute, Sister Felicia.
Right, you're like,
That was a short Ramadan nap.
It was like you got stunned for a minute.
oh, she's back.
That's
She's
Oh no,
back again
rose up.
in the Matrix.
Sister.
Okay,
Get out of there,
I'm back.
Caroline.
Okay.
Now she's back.
All right.
Again. Come on, ask your
so
question before you
relative
speak up
to
again.
the research and the perspective that you've done, I mean, relative to the research that you've done and your perspective, what is your vision or thoughts of what the hereafter looks like?
Oh, all I can do is imagine, because in truth, you know, no eye has seen, no ear has really heard. So we have only been given glimpses of the hereafter. Allah tells us in the Holy Quran that you will hear and see peace, peace, peace. So you'll be, and this is a clear glimpse that the hereafter is a time and place and condition of eternal peace. And of course, we understand that there are levels and layers to this hereafter. In fact, we are attempting to initiate the first phase of establishing that hereafter on earth. That's why it's called the hereafter. It is here after the destruction of Satan's world.
Right.
You know, so it is this hereafter that we are in the initial phases of. In fact, we are at perhaps the most critical phase, because we are playing the part where we are literally witnessing the fall of Satan's world, the destruction of Satan's world. And we are combatants on the side of Allah. We are warriors and soldiers on his side, and our weapon is the weapon of truth. Because what brings about the war of Armageddon is the initial truth that God came and started through the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And that truth, which is upsetting and disturbing and destabilizing Satan's world, is the very clash that really has already began the war of Armageddon. And this is why there's so much effort to stop not just the rhetoric of some black leaders and revolutionary leaders, but no group has withstood the misinformation campaigns and level of censorship from government and media entities as has the Nation of Islam.
That's right.
Why is that? Because the Nation of Islam and our leadership are the bearers of that critical truth that starts the war of Armageddon. The Nation of Islam are the bearers of that truth that Jesus said will make you free. What is that truth? The knowledge of God and the knowledge of Satan. I don't care how much religion you have, if you don't know who the God is don't even know who Satan is in 2024, then you are not rightly guided. Tell you straight up. We are those who are the recipients of divine revelation, because we know the identity of Almighty God Allah, who has been foretold to come. And whereas the religious world all believe in God, you have billions of adherents to world religions, all of whom believe in God, all of whom claim to believe in the last days and the judgment. But it is these, the poor righteous teachers, who have been given that divine revelatory truth and who know who God is. And that is the most important of all truth. And it's that truth that we're standing on, that we can prove to the world now. And that's why we're being censored. That's why we are as feared by the enemy today. Well, y'all gonna start getting me preaching, man. I was trying to be cool, y'all.
Ilia Rashad.
I see you got your cool jacket on, your cool jacket.
While we're building the ark, they want our people to say, no, it's better to go over there to that mountain over there. Right up there. I'll be safe over there.
Yep. That's what they think.
We can't do things our own way nowadays. We need guidance.
That's right. That's right.
The guidance that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan gives to us is the guidance that we need.
That's right.
Appreciate that question, Sister Felicia. You started something.
It would be me.
I don't know if I fully answered it either. Just like I didn't really fully answer Philip's question.
Well, I got another one for you, but you know, when my time comes. When my time comes. All
right. Y'all bring them on. Bring them on, good folks.
Yes, sir.
All right, Brother Philip.
Brother Philip, you sure?
Yes.
I'll go ahead now.
Yes,
watch out now. So brother Ilia, you know, there's so much talk about, you know, the New World Order. In fact, the title of this of tonight's show actually came from a classic Final Call newspaper, right? From like the 1990s. You remember that cover of the Final Call that said UFOs and the New World Order? Is there a connection? And it was for the first time that I ever read the relationship between, and you know, ironically enough, that was when Will Smith had just did the Independence Day movie, right? And they seem like to be galvanizing this great battle in the sky, that you got to put everything under a one world government in order to fight the aliens, right? So there's so much talk about New World Order, brother, particularly amongst our youth. You know, what is the New World Order as you understand as it relates to this this UFO UAP phenomenon?
You know, different people in different groups have their own ideas of what they mean by this New World Order. If you recall, Western powers led by America throughout the decades have used terminology regarding a New World Order, whether it was President Bush, the first one, President Reagan. In fact, President Reagan, Ronald Reagan, much like in the movie Independence Day that came years afterwards, was talking about warring in space. It was under President Reagan that he started what's called the Strategic Defense Initiative, SDI, also called Star Wars, where America was taking its military might towards space. And it was Reagan speaking before the UN and before other government leaders on different occasions, talked about, you know, uniting the world against a potential alien threat.
Come on.
What if there was an alien threat from out of space, you know? And talking about how the world needs to come together. Well, that's the same mindset that the enemy has when they talk about a so-called New World Order. This is Satan attempting to maintain his world, which he sees is falling. The world of white supremacy, whether you call it Western world hegemony, whether you call it, Western powers. It's all white supremacy. It's the rule of the white man, or we understand it, the rule of the devil.
Right.
Yes, sir.
And the book of Revelation talks about this devil and how he's losing power, this beast, this Satan. Realizing that he's losing power, he would come out with great wrath upon the righteous because he knows that he has but a short time. See, that's the new, what they call the new world. They're hoping to get an extension of their old world of white supremacy. But God also foretells of this new world, this hereafter, this world which is to come into existence. And it is not coming down from heaven in some fictitious manner. It starts again with that truth, that fundamental truth that Allah revealed to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad that we are standing on today. It starts the truth.
Going in the matrix.
Oh, he went back into the matrix.
In the void.
Brother Ilia.
He may be back in just a moment.
Involved in.
Yeah.
Oh, there.
Did y'all get to hear that little part? It looked.
No, not that little part.
Like,
rewind it.
It looked like
your brother.
Zip, 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 zip. I was saying that it again, it's that new world order that the enemy has in mind, which differs from the new world order that God has already foretold. The hereafter. That's what we're standing on. And that new world, again, starts with the fundamental truth. The truth of who God is, who Satan is, and what the time is, and what must be done within this time frame that we have, which is the time of God. So that's the world, the real new world that we are bringing in. And it starts with that fundamental truth that's still upsetting Satan's world.
You know, the Holy Quran indicates that it says, spite me until the day they are raised. We are raising. We're rising.
Come on.
We're being more conscious than ever. And right now, his time, like you said, is running out. So he's using every trick, every cranny, every, this high gas.
They're trying to rewrite Black history. We have access to the internet.
They just took Black history completely off the shelf. Right, exactly. So, I mean, because again, when you try to take history away from the people that still is here, I can see if we were not present and then you try to take it, but we're still here.
Florida, where most of you are, like Tennessee, are both states that adopted those laws that virtually make it illegal to teach the truth about history.
That's right.
To teach the truth about slavery. To teach about systemic racism.
Wow.
Mr. Ilia Rashad, you and I are targets, in other words, brother, because we're teachers in the classroom.
Right.
That's right. That's right.
And we can't help ourselves. We need to teach the truth.
That's right. Regardless to whom or what.
It's not in our programming to teach anything
other
than the truth.
That's right. So this is part of that battle. This is that conflict. This is that battle in the sky. And Brother Philip, that's the other part. That's the more figurative, metaphorical, if you will, part of the battle in the sky. See, it's a battle in heaven, in the minds of the people, a battle for the hearts and minds of the people. And so there are certain truths that are going over the people's heads, both literally and figuratively.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And so the enemy is hell bent on making sure that the people do not know the truth. This is the only way that Satan can remain in power. He has to block the light of Allah. He has to block the truth. He has to censor the truth in order to maintain power. And I'm telling you again, the truth that he most fears, the truth that is most threatening to Satan's world of white supremacy is that fundamental truth that Allah revealed to the most honorable Elijah Muhammad that's being conveyed to us and the world by the Honorable Minister Farrakhan.
Alhamdulillah.
Praise be to Allah.
With that in mind, let's look at something here, on October 18th, CNN reported that the United States government is receiving dozens of reports of unidentified anomalous phenomenon, more commonly known as UFOs, each month. And according to the director of the office established to investigate the incidents, with the potential for hundreds, if not thousands, more expected in the near future. With everything that has taken place in the world in terms of unjust wars and conflicts, what is this a sign of for us?
We just talked about it.
Yeah. It's a sign that there is the divine superior power among us. We know who and what that power is. And obviously, military personnel, lower level military personnel, are learning something about who and what that power is because they're concerned. Those reports that just came out in recent years, those have been this concern among military personnel since at least the 40s. So it's really nothing new. The only real reason you see them coming out in these last couple of years is because many of those military pilots were seeing these wheels so often and so frequently, and these wheels were proving their superiority to these officers and military soldiers, that these pilots had a problem being able to even report these daily sightings to their superiors because their superiors couldn't do anything about it. So these pilots, and granted, these pilots, they don't know the truth. They don't know that these planes are the product of Master Father Muhammad and the God of the Nation of Islam. So they're concerned. Imagine you're a military pilot working for the military and you flying these high technologically advanced jets and you see these wheels going about dancing, proving how superior they are. And this is happening regularly, daily, years and years and years. And so as a pilot, you do your due diligence to try to report it to your superior officer, and they report it to their superior officers, and they can't do nothing about it. They can't stop it.
Wow.
They can't give you an explanation as a pilot who's supposed to be serving your country. So after years of this taking place, the pilots are the ones that had had enough and felt the need to take it to somebody outside of the military. So they started taking it to Congress and senators. And this is what has forced this subject matter to be placed on the Senate floor and before Congress. It's not that they are really concerned about coming forth with the truth. Hell, they just admitted under the Obama administration that Area 51 even exists.
That's right.
Imagine how much you have to be lying and how long. I mean, look, we're not even dealing with the truth about UFOs, the depth, the full truth. We just the fact that a place existed. And they just admitted that a few years ago.
But,
so
but it's always, Brother Ilia Rashad, it's always with a limited hangout. Oh yeah, it does. We admit that it does exist. Just like the mother wheel, they finally admitted.
Yeah.
Oh, it exists. But
okay, I gotta pause for the calls.
Right.
Okay. Okay. Look, this is a pause. Sister Bridget, look, this is your book. Listen, I've been trying to send this book to you for the past 2 years. You need to look, inbox me. This is your book, your free book that I wanted to send to you on behalf of the 7th Region Coalition, and I need your information because it came back to me. Okay, I'm sorry. I love you, Sister Bridget, and thank you for for tuning in. Okay, I'm sorry.
Hold on a second, Brother Tony. Hold on. Now, ladies and gentlemen, now back to our regularly scheduled program.
Hold up.
But see, like,
can we get another pause? Can we get another pause? While I'm dealing with talking to the 7th Region Coalition, I realized that I became nation famous this past Savior's Day. You know, I'm nation famous now. It was a young sister. She probably about 6 or 7 years old. There were some believers from some city in the 7th Region. I think it was the Tampa area. And this just melted my heart. I was walking, it was Savior's Day, and I'm walking, going to where I have to do. And naturally, you know, I get greeted by believers and stuff because, you know, I know a lot of y'all and believers are familiar with my face. But I was walking past this group of believers, and this beautiful little sister, maybe 6 or 7 years old, she said, "That's Ilia Rashad." I looked back, and she was from the 7th Region. That's all I know. I looked back, and she was like, man, my heart must have melted. And it was then when I knew that I was nation famous.
Nation famous, yes.
Because of a little sister from the 7th Region.
Yes. From the mouths of babes. Yes.
Listen, brother, look, Brother Ilia, you know that you're a part of our introduction. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you're a part of the
introduction.
Right there, brother.
So every time our show come on, you're a part of that introduction. Hey,
praise be to Allah.
7th Region famous, brother.
Thank you for making me 7th Region and nation famous. No, but that really did. I told my wife about it. That really did do something to my heart, you know. And it's not that other people giving compliments and all this stuff, but man, that was a random little sister that just, I mean, look, I'm still like gushing off of that, man. That was just beautiful.
That is, brother.
That is, yeah.
Praises be to Allah. Yeah.
So if the believers from Tampa, it was some sisters around. If y'all remember, because they saw it, if that little sister's around, please give her the greeting.
From Brother Ilia Rashad.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's Brother Ilia Rashad. And she said my name right, too. Half y'all don't even say my name right.
Alhamdulillah.
Praises be
Brother Tony been knowing me for Brother Tony's been knowing me for 15, 20 years, and he still don't say my name.
I don't say it right.
No, I'm messing with you, bro.
Man, I'll be feeling so bad if I messed up your name, brother.
No, man, you don't got to mess with you.
Praises be to Allah. Yes.
Okay, I guess we can get back to our schedule.
Yeah.
What are we talking about, Brother Tony? Limited hangout?
Lila?
Yes. So, listen, speaking of warming the heart and so forth, you know, you're doing all of this traveling from state to state, promoting this beautiful premieres. And, you know, look, you know, we can host you too now. You know, we can be that host too now. We,
That's
you know,
coming.
we ain't as big, you know, but look, we can host too. And
that's right.
I want to know, you know, who's taking care of the bees?
You know what? Allah is taking care of them right now. Allah is taking care of them right now because with all this traveling that I'm doing and whatnot, and my family, they busy too. My wife is out of town. Y'all know I just became a granddaddy, right? For the first time.
Exactly.
Major congratulations, Zach.
Congratulations, my brother.
Yeah, Big Papa, you know what I'm saying? Big Pops, you know. So my wife this is the longest my wife has ever been away from me. She's with our daughter and her husband, my son-in-law, around the birth as she was giving birth. But everybody's busy to the point, even my children, everybody got stuff going on that I've almost become, well, I'm not going to say almost, I've become somewhat negligent of my gardens and the bees. So thankfully, Allah is taking care of them until I get to kind of slow down a little bit and take care of Allah's creation. In fact, I have a flight leaving early in the morning. Just got back from LA. I mean, it was a blast. And now I'm headed back to the West Coast. We're going to be in San Francisco.
Okay.
This weekend. Yes.
Okay.
With our great minister, Abdul Rashidullah Muhammad, and the believers out there. So we're going to the northern part of California now, the sub-region up there. So we're excited about that.
We'll give a big salute to our brother in protocol, Brother Miles over there in the hip hop.
Absolutely.
That hip hop for justice team they got going on is so serious.
Yes, it is.
Oh yeah.
Brother Ilia Rashad, as we're winding it down, just a very personal question. When did your interest in UFOs, or what the enemy calls UAPs now, when did that begin?
It really began when I joined the Nation of Islam in the early to mid 90s, because I heard about it, didn't fully understand it, but I knew that it was a core part of our teaching. I knew that it was a central to the Nation of Islam. Part of what catapulted my interest in it, starting even in the mid 90s, after Independence Day came out, and after that Final Call issue, Brother Philip, had came out, and our minister here in Memphis, Minister Abdul Mudakir Muhammad, formerly Minister Anthony, he did a lecture on the wheel and the presence and reality of it. And this is before he had PowerPoint. He had clips, VHS clips from news programs talking about the wheel. So being that our brother's very studious, that kind of sparked something then. In 2009, Minister Ishmael, we had the Holy Day of Atonement here in Memphis. And I remember Minister Ishmael coming on a Wednesday night. And in that Wednesday night lecture, he had mentioned and was teaching for a minute on the power of that wheel and what presidents and astronauts have said about it. And so by this time, I'm like, hold up, why isn't nobody talking about this outside of these few ministers in the Nation of Islam? And, it's like, hold up, there's a UFO phenomena that's a real concern and nobody's talking about it. And we're the ones that brought this truth to the world. So I felt compelled as a Muslim, as a student of the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, as a believer, to make this truth known, to vindicate and defend what the Nation of Islam has always been teaching, and to really prove and convince those who are critics that the Nation of Islam was and is right and exact. That's been the motivation.
Praise be to Allah. And since you mentioned this, Brother Ilia, oh my God, our brother Mutakir and the work he's doing on the Ummah Reflects Ramadan prayer line. We want to send him a big hug, a cheek to cheek.
Yes.
The Ramadan prayer line and the wonderful job that's being done every morning. Our brother, we salute him. We salute the believers in Memphis for that. We had, now that's a pause we had to take for that cause, okay?
In fact, I'll tell him shortly, because I have to leave literally in a minute, where I'm going to meet with him shortly. So I'll make sure I do that.
Please.
Man, big hug from the 7th Region Coalition. Sister Felicia, go ahead before the man got to go.
Hey, it's time to go to the Tree of the Week. It's you, bro.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. He got one. We're going to honor his time. Tree of the week.
So, Brother Ilia, thank you so much, brother, for coming on with us and spending this time. You know, we got about 4 or 5 other questions. And
Student Minister,
that's all right,
man. Yeah, and there are people.
We're gonna run it back.
Questions. Student Minister Ilia Rashad, would you come back for part 2?
Man, you know we're gonna run this back. Y'all know that. I'm 7th region famous now.
You're right, exactly.
Right, but before you do the tree of the week, brother Philip, brother Ilia Rashad, will you give us some final words, please?
Well, as always, thank you all so much for honoring me, for inviting me to be here, and then we certainly have to run it back. I hope that you and the audience and listeners are anticipating being able to see this project that we've been so busy on, which is our documentary film, Answered, The Coming of God. You know, everywhere that we have gone, nothing but the highest of praise and reviews and comments, not just from believers, but also from those who just, even skeptics who've come out. We've had people from all backgrounds, races and backgrounds who've seen it, and they are like baffled. Those who were not familiar with the Nation of Islam and saw it, they felt compelled to learn more.
Wow.
They felt compelled to, in ways, be a part of. You know, now those who are somewhat familiar already with the Nation and then see the movie, they want to be a part of this.
Yeah,
those who are not familiar with the Nation, I'm telling you, I've heard this several times after screenings from Lost Founds and those. They're like, look, where can I sign up?
Right.
You know,
wow.
That's how convincing it is, because it's bringing the Savior, Master Fard Muhammad, is bringing the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Farrakhan to the big screen, and it's such a convincing film. So we've got nothing but good reviews. So I hope that you and everyone else will anticipate having this screening in your city, or at least when it comes out, available for streaming in the coming weeks or months, whatever. So thank you again for this as we continue to do this work. Love you all. Love you all.
Love you too, brother.
Love you too. Yes.
Y'all find that little sister from the Tampa area and give her the greetings. All right.
We're gonna make it our business.
All right. Thanks again, fam. Love y'all.
Love you, brother.
Love you too.
Yes, sir. Ramadan Mubarak, brother. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
All right.
Oh man, that was
absolutely. Oh my God.
Yes.
So y'all know what time it is, right?
Tree of the week.
It's the tree of the week. It's the tree of the week. It's the tree of the week.
Now you've developed a song for the tree of the week. Oh, I love it.
You don't know that one, huh? Come on, DJ Tony. That's what you'll call it. That's the infamous George Clinton, the one who first heralded the landing of the mother wheel.
It's the tree of the week, Brother Philip.
So this week, the tree of the week this week, man, many people don't know. Many people are familiar with the sweet tropical fruit, better known as the mango. However, many may not realize that the leaves of mango trees are not only edible, but have several tremendous and medicinal properties backed by science. For Ayurvedic and traditional Chinese medicine have used mango leaves for thousands of years in healing practices. But tonight we want to focus on 3 benefits that are particularly important here in our community. 1, mango leaves, when boiled and made into a tea and drunk just like that, are used particularly for they may have, and we got to say may, right, because of the way medicine is, they may have anti-inflammatory properties. What does that mean? Many of the potential benefits of mango leaves result from mangiferins That means anti-inflammatory properties. While inflammation is part of your body's normal immune response, chronic inflammation can increase your risk of various diseases. Many say that almost every disease is tied to some sort of inflammatory inflammation in the body. Well, boiling mango leaves, particularly the tender young mango leaves right from off of your tree, boil them. You could drink those to fight against to fight against inflammation in the body. And some animal studies suggest that mango leaves anti-inflammatory properties may even protect your brain from conditions like Alzheimer's or Parkinson's. The second thing we want to deal with, right, is blood pressure. Blood pressure. Mango leaves have hypotensive characteristics that may help lower blood pressure and treat varicose veins. You can make tea from mango leaves to also treat hypertension that is tied to blood pressure. All right. And this is a very, very big one because diabetes, 40% of people that got COVID, right, and passed away, 40% of those people had diabetes, right? It was, what was that other term that they were using? When you had other issues, that's what was killing you. It wasn't COVID that was killing you.
Was it comorbidities?
Yes, morbidities. Thank you. It was the morbidities that were killing people. The COVID was like a catalyst that sent a bunch of other things into the body. And COVID ain't gone, y'all. So you know, you got the mango trees that are outside in your yard. Go get you some leaves off the mango tree. Boil them, make you a nice tea. Because the last thing that mango leaves have been said to help to deal with, right? Not cure, right? But help to treat is diabetes. Mango leaves contain minerals and antioxidants that may improve insulin absorption and regulate insulin production, helping to control diabetes. So this week, your tree of the week is the mango tree. You know how they be saying, man, you need a couple more mango seasons. No more mango seasons. Go right outside, get you some leaves, boil them up, and deal with some inflammation, diabetes, and high blood pressure. And that is this week's Tree of the Week.
And the information you just heard, please consult your medical physician.
Exactly.
Yes, this is for entertainment and education purposes only.
Thank you so much. Now back to our regularly scheduled program.
Regular schedule.
You're gonna have some folks just eating mangoes like.
Well, I'm a mango connoisseur.
Right. Phillips said it make my diabetes go away.
Yeah. No, leaves, not the mango, not the.
Well,
fruit.
I don't eat a leaf. I eat a mango.
Yeah, definitely eat the mango now, but I'm talking the leaves is year round, right? But the mango now, that's a whole other issue. You mess around and eat a lot of mango, and I done did that. Mango seed, we have a big tree in our yard that's a mango factory. And every summer I put on about 10 pounds from just eating mango.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah.
Yep. Brother Mark, take it away.
The floor is yours.
Yeah, let's take a visit to the knowledge corner and wrap this up.
What do we have in store for the knowledge corner? Well, we got songs for everything now. Go ahead.
There you go.
Go ahead.
So the question is, why is the study of UFOs so important? What benefit could there be to the study of UFOs? When perhaps the real question should be, what has more potential to profoundly change humanity than the study of UFOs? The scientific study of UFOs is important because it not only helps researchers discover the true nature of the UFO phenomenon, but it may also lead to significant scientific breakthroughs and technological advancements to improve life on our planet. In the case of true extraterrestrial or supernatural phenomena, research provides a means to help us understand UFO incidents. Research also offers public proof of this phenomenon. As scientists, UFO researchers seek out knowledge of the world and consider the possibility that humans may not be the only self-conscious beings in this universe. UFO research also has potential to change our world. Although we do not know the ultimate answer to the UFO enigma, mankind's most significant advances have occurred in the study of topics that were not initially popular as areas of scientific study. So, bottom line, you need to come to the Nation of Islam when you want to find out about UFOs.
Yeah, it
Period.
ain't no extraterrestrials up there riding those planes. Those are human beings.
That's right. And that is our knowledge corner. Thank you so much, Brother Mark.
Thank you, Brother
Appreciate you. All right. Well, all hearts and Brother Tony, guess what I forgot?
Don't forget, we got to put 5 on it, sister.
Yeah.
Please put 5 on it, or whatever you can spare tonight.
Please and thank you. Please
so if
and
we can
thank you.
continue to provide to you, the viewing audience, quality programming that is oriented and geared towards saving lives. And we thank you for whatever you're able to give. If you have benefited from this program here tonight, just drop a couple of dollars, $5, $10, $100 if you got it, $1,000 if you got it.
55, 40, 45, 30, 35, 20.
Anything is a blessing. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts. No amount is too small, and of course, no amount is too large either. But anything is a blessing. It helps us to defray costs. As the streaming platform that we are using, that costs money. And so we could say, oh yeah, we're doing it from the kindness of our heart. We are, but also we have some costs to incur, to take care of. And we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Anything that you're able to give, may
bottom,
Allah God
the top,
continue to
the
bless
inside, the left, the right. We thank you with the whole heart.
Praises be to Allah. And with that being said, Sister Bridget, I have your book.
Sister Bridget, do we know who Sister Bridget is?
Sister Bridget from Jamaica.
From Jamaica.
Yes, I have had Sister Bridget's book since we had Brother Nuri on the show for years.
Is she on the program right now?
Yeah, she was
she was here. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sister Bridget.
All the way from Jamrock.
All the way from
Bridget,
Jamaica.
get your sister.
Please get in contact with me. I know the best way you could probably contact me is probably through
WhatsApp.
There you go.
So email me with the 7th Region Coalition at gmail.com, and we had exchange WhatsApp information, because I want to give you your book. It has your name. It's right there. I'm gonna cover your thing, but it's right there. This is your book, Sister Bridget. Come and get it. All right.
Yeah, Sister Bridget, contact her again, because now she's going to do the same thing next week.
I know, next year. Get your book, Sister Bridget. Game on. That's right, Brother Eric. All right. Brother Tony, close us out.
Well, in the famous words of Brother Lyle, we're not a clique, we're not a crew, we're not a gang, but we were assembled for what reason? To help save lives. Thank you for tuning in, dear family. May Allah God continue to bless you. Those of us observing the Ramadan fast, Ramadan Mubarak.
Ramadan Kareem.
Yes, ma'am.
I forgot.
What you forget? Oh, we
Night of Power.
Look.
Oh
Get
my God.
yourselves to any Muhammad mosque on the Nation of Islam, any Muhammad study group in the Nation of Islam, and come and observe the Night of Power with us tomorrow night. For us on the East Coast, it's going to be 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, of course. Central Time is going to be 7 p.m. Pacific Time, 5 p.m. Make it out to your local Muhammad mosque or study group. If you have some difficulty finding one, you can just reach out to 7th Region Coalition at gmail.com. We will help you find a local study group or mosque where you can attend. Come and observe this beautiful, prayerful encounter tomorrow night, as the believing community of the Nation of Islam will be praying together, and we'll be observing this night of power together. So please come on out.
All right. So next
Yeah,
week
you
we'll
know,
see you. Go ahead, Brother Philip.
Brother Philip, close out.
So on that note, on the night of power, and it is
Yes,
Ramadan,
sir.
and thank you so much, Sister Kalila, for remembering that and to bring it out to the forefront, because we don't get to say Ramadan Mubarak, and we don't get
Right.
to have the entire ummah. Imagine there's billions of Muslims all over the planet Earth right now that are fasting and that are praying. And as the Honorable Louis Farrakhan set the tone for Ramadan at the beginning and encouraged all of us to do better by trying to help those who do not have, to feed the poor. A tremendous salute to all the brothers and sisters of the Nation of Islam who've been out there every week feeding the poor, but particularly to the mighty MGT and the work that they have been doing to prepare food made with love, made with a particular care and concern, and going out and giving out food to what there have been tens, maybe hundreds of thousands of plates of food that have been produced. I know here in Miami alone, we're coming up on 1,000, right?
Yeah.
I know in Tallahassee and in Jacksonville, just in the state of Florida, we've given out thousands of meals to brothers and sisters.
Every week.
So
every week.
We want to encourage you that as we're coming up on these last few days of Ramadan, hold on tight to your Islam. Increase your prayers. Increase your good deeds. Take advantage of this particular time, as it reads in the Holy Quran, Surah 97, Al-Qadr, or the Majesty. 97:2 says, and what will make you comprehend what the night of majesty is? The night of majesty is better than 1,000 months. The angels and the spirit descend in it by the permission of their Lord for every affair. Peace it is till the rising of the morning. So in saying that, that's a beautiful way for us to close out. And may Allah continue to bless you all. And as Brother Tony said, we are not an organization. We are not a clique. We're not a crew, but we are the 7th Region Coalition.